Welcome back everybody, my name is Eltimar and we are going to be continuing our Let's Play of Sunless Sea. Where we left off last time, we were in the Undersea, in a submarine, just doing some exploring. We've found Rose Gate. It's not so much a port as a shop with a dock. Colored ceiling lights shine onto display cases lining the walls. A large shop counter dominates the room. Cigars, ashtrays, guillotines, matches, and card boxes are all for sale. Each step here transports you to a new realm. At one moment, the heady aroma of summer flowers, then the earthy fug of fungus, the bitter warmth of morning coffee, the sickening sweetness of sweat and midnight honey. First of all, we'll witness a reunion. The crotchety tobacconist bends over the shop counter, annotating a large sheet of paper. He glances up at the dogged apprentice and bites down on his cigar. His face is blackened with soot. Last batch blew up on me. Welcome back. A man's hope. The crotchety tobacconist reaches across the counter to shake your hand. Our patron has forsaken us. He's only interested in his project to the south. He left my apprentice to starve, and he hasn't arranged a delivery of the materials I require. I've run out of rubies to try and convince him otherwise, which makes your intervention all the more propitious? Sure. He puffs a great ring of smoke into the air above your head. It takes several moments for the halo to disperse. We're on the verge of something tremendous. I'm about to create something beautiful, something noble, a cigar which will burn underwater. I think I've finally found the right mixture. He taps the sheet on his counter. It's covered in incomprehensible scrawling, equations in the mathematical. 3 flavors, something robust, something bitter, and something luscious. Once I have them, I can finally complete it. Alright. Well, we got a bunch of things. We have the tobacconist's impatience, quality is now 1. Cultivating a robust flavor, the taste of kettle steam. The taste of mild coffee, the taste of stale pastry, and we have to aid in the creation of his underwater cigar. The crotchety tobacconist has a dream, to create a cigar that can be smoked underwater, and with your help it might come true. Let's take a look. Bitter, luscious, robust, 3 flavors, and we'll have the cigar. So we can try the robust flavor. Why not? We can easily do that. The crotchety tobacconist glowers up at the rumbling crate. We need you to shift the bloody thing up the stairs. Help us get it up there, won't you? Sure. 1 labored step at a time. 3 of you carry the crate up the stairs. The apprentice takes heavy breaths. The tobacconist swears so often you're uncertain if he breathes at all. Eventually you make it to the workshop and chain the cargo into the corner. You unfinished bastard, the tobacconist huffs, stretching his back. We got you now. We're locked from the other ones. We need romantic literature, ambiguous eoliths, and we need unread logs, apparently. Okay, so we'll work on that later. Let's sample a high-quality cigar, because why not? We lost 3 terror, and the crotchety tobacconist cuts your cigar and lights it. You draw slowly, your mouth fills with flavored fog, heavy on the tongue, like honeyed liqueur. Tobacconist smiles. Your mouth will start to burn soon. Tolerate it. It's a transition phase before something rather refreshing. See what I mean? Just hold. We will take a pamphlet, because why not? We have 1 port report for Rosegate. The pamphlet describes Rosegate as a cigar shop, with a factory on the upper floor. True. Here they produce and sell an unparalleled variety of cigars. Also true. The tobacconist is described as a world-renowned figure, respected for his dedication to his craft and brilliance of his creative vision. The pamphlet boasts that his genius will forever alter the tobacconist's art. Well, that remains to be proven. I guess we are leaving Rosegate. We can buy fuel here. It's kind of expensive, so we're not going to bother. And that's really all we can do in this place. I guess we're gonna head out, find somewhere else to go, and I'll be back in a couple of minutes. We have arrived in Khan's Heart. There's actually a couple of things for us to do here today. There's someone in the shadows trying to draw your attention with equal parts discretion and desperation. The impolite investigator shakes your hand with extreme vigor. Good day. When do we leave port? Can your ship outrun the Khan's best? Not that you'll have to, but it'd be comforting to know you could. Take a cent, he needs to escape and you can get him away. He heads up the plank before you and continues talking, expecting you to keep up. The Conigans don't seem to like me asking questions, not many people do. It's made me unpopular in most ports, but there's still one I haven't tried. Can you take me to Hideaway? It's beneath the waves on the back of a giant beast, you can't miss it. Alright, take him to Hideaway it is. We are also going to wander Khan's Heart, hoping for... Nope, that's not what we're hoping for. We were really hoping for the candle shop, and we're not getting it, which is annoying. It's for one of the colors, and we still haven't managed to find it yet. What does our spy need? We can give her some cash. A chancy challenge, 55%? Not yet. We'll do that later. Also, we're kind of poor at the moment. We only have 4,100 coins. And we're gonna need some more fuel soon, and supplies. Maybe we should head up towards Port Cecil, and then down to the Chelenit, which I think is the giant beast he was talking about. So we're gonna go up to Port Cecil, pick up some fuel and stuff. I think it's a bit cheaper there, but I can't recall entirely. Although the cost in fuel to get to Port Cecil and then all the way back down is probably gonna eat up any sort of profit we would, or not profit, but savings we would have made, so maybe we'll just stop in Khan's Shadow. But anyways, back in a few minutes, we're gonna head down to the Chelenit. We have found another underwater port called Igel. The station is pinned to the surface of Igel. Once it was a roving vessel, the Fortis Kettle, and floated freely from place to place. Now it is stuck on spines of a fluke rock. So there are a couple of things we can do. First of all, let's get a port report. Why not? You gather a description of the Fortis Kettle and a survey of its resources. You scrape away a little of the sealant, the color of amber, and the texture of wax that keeps out the seawater where the hull is pierced by the spines of the Igel. You sketch the arrangement of decks and hatches so far as you've been able to reach, but about the population you cannot offer as much detail. The tomb colonist declines to be identified, and the traveling postman laughs at you. There is a store here, which does sell fuel, so we're going to pick up some of that. A couple supplies as well, because we are apparently hemorrhaging fuel and supplies. Let us not go into Igel. There we go. Bribe the first mate. The crew can't show you around. The first mate keeps the hatch keys. They're rarely in the engine room, but they'll come out for Sunless fruit, which we do have one of, so let's do that. Gratefully received. The first mate's features are softer than the average Londoners, as though they have become part rubbery man. Their skin is marked in dozens of places with shiny calcified ovals around which the skin is reddened. You offer them Sunless fruit, and they receive it reverently, but they don't eat in front of you. They withdraw through a hatch that is usually kept locked. They are gone for a long time, and far off you hear a man's deep laughter. It is a surprising sound in the whispering ship. Let's observe his research. The Kettle was a research vessel. Now the first mate sometimes engages in research on the fluke spines that pierce the ship. A gathering of silver in the storeroom. The room is blocked by the thick spine at waist level. The spine is purple-black, but the crew have been working at it with planes, grinding away a silvery powder. The powder is collected on mats and sieved into bottles. Our export, the first mate explains. It goes to Station 3, but that's not what we've come for. The first mate touches the spine, and for a time the spirit is absent. Then, from one of the few patches of unmarked skin, they grow a needle-shaped protrusion and snap it free. A memento of what I saw when my mind was with Igel. We got a Needle of Fortis. I don't know what that does. Let's ask the first mate for helping find the regret of the sensitive brother. The imperious sister awaits an answer and has set a rendezvous at Hunter's Keep. The first mate leads you through the hatches, usually kept locked, down into the depths of the Fortis Kettle. They begin to limp more evidently the further you descend. At last you come to the engine room where a spike of Igel jabs through the hull, its engine thoroughly destroyed. The furnace is cold, its great wheels will never turn again. The surface of Igel is exposed to your touch, it shimmers. We make beautiful on purpose. There's a shiny silver patch on the spike. We allow the silver to be harvested. Touch it with one hand. Touch our face. The tunnel is skin tight. You descend face first. The wall presses the back of your head, urging you downward. You should not have come. The entry point of Igel is regret. No one enters Igel without. We're going in. You draw your hand away from the spine, and at once you are no, wait, not today. Oh, hang on. Let's go to the depths of the kettle again, sorry. There we go, descend. Igel is made of needles. The inside of a needle is straight. Sharp, thirsty, dry. There is a scent of green bitter things, of fermentation. Cactus pulp renders an acceptable wine. Someone once died in a desert, and you are traversing the cause of their death. They lived long enough to regret. Here is the memory of a dying man seeing a vulture overhead. The sky. We begin drilling for regret. We have a chancy challenge, or we can surface. We'll take that challenge. We tell you which way to go, but you do not understand. We failed. That sucks. The skin of the tunnel is rubbery. The rubbery men do not do what they are supposed to do. We try to improvise or improve them. Among humans, they are sad. We should have made them with more teeth. Among flukes, they disobey. We should pierce them with more spines. The passage circles on itself. It leads you back to where you began, but older. Time does not stop. Trying again. That's better. You narrow your shoulders, press your toes and your knuckles into the tunnel wall, squeeze left and down through a passage lined in fragments of amber. They gather what we wish to know. Here is the smell of a cloying perfume. A woman left her husband for a scoundrel. In a few years, she was poor and alone. He seemed like a good man. How could I have known? Of course she knew. Her husband offered to take her back, but she could not endure his forgiveness. We have his regrets also. He minded her absence more than her unfaithfulness, but he could not persuade her. A high-risk challenge. And we can't surface until I found what I seek. I don't think I can make it down, so we're gonna surface. Unfortunately, we'll come back another time to finish that up. We just don't have the iron for it at the moment. That's, I guess, what we should work on next for... Oh, should I get everything else here? Oh, let's consume the Needle of Fortis. Press the little spike into your own flesh, knowing what it knows. A little worse than a tattoo, surely. You remember a woman who persuaded herself into marriage. She never fell in love with somebody else, or betrayed her husband, or did any of the usual things. She lived a dusty life and wondered whether she even had any appetites left to satisfy. Faintly overlying this is the first mate's reaction: pity, annoyance, a tangle of feelings about a different broken relationship between themselves and a wounded captain. Interesting. We need to consume lots of them, apparently. Do you have a ship I can buy? No? Okay. Just wanted to check if there's any other ships. I guess we're headed back to the surface. We have some supplies and fuel. We're still looking for Hideaway. This is just something I found while I was exploring the Z. And so I guess we're going to continue wandering. I'll be back in a few moments. We have found the town of Hideaway. And I just hit the dock. Whoops. It's fine. Everything's alright. There we go. On the back of a gigantic beast lives exiles from every corner of the Neath. First of all, port report. Most Hideaway dwellers toil to strengthen their city against the Z's crushing weight. Those that don't instead prepare for that night's festival. And all without a word spoken aloud. If they need to communicate, the people of Hideaway rely on a strict system of actually forming gestures. Acutely forming gestures, sorry. So we can buy a memento from the slow blinking vendor. It's a matter of luck. You know what? We'll give it a shot. We were fortunate. We gained one memory of distant shores, but we lost a supply. She passes you a dried blade of kelp. A musical score is written on it. You hum the tune. Isn't it the melody those mushroom hawkers would whistle? Yes, the one banned by the Ministry of Public Decency, after most of the hawkers were arrested in Port Carnelian for attempting to restore the fungal forest through political bloodshed. How curious. Let's drop off the impolite investigator. The impolite investigator grins as he disembarks. As soon as he's exited your ship, he spots a small ancient man, the sprightly visionary. The investigator rushes over to him and shakes his hand while unleashing a barrage of questions. What's your name? Reason for exile? How's the food? The visionary writes a message in the notebook chained to his wrist. He presents you with both. Welcome. Sorry. Must run. You need to register yourself. Go straight ahead. Advice, no questions. Prevent Temtem. Good day. We could aid the sprightly visionary, or check in on the investigator, or join a festival, or where do they store their goods? Do they have something to trade? They do not have much to offer, but perhaps you'll find something of interest. Now we can look. They don't have any supplies or fuel, but we can buy catches. Or we can sell one casket of sapphires for 2 mutter salts. Interesting. Okay, let's aid the sprightly visionary. Together, you roll the wheel through Hideaway. You pass women lugging blowtorches and bags of cement, and men trying to smile as they put on diving suits. Eventually, you pass through an iron gate to a workroom. At the room's center is a deep pit. A large electrical alternator looms against the back wall. The visionary plugs the cable into the alternator and slowly feeds the rest down into the pit. When finished, he writes a short message in the notebook chained to his wrist. Thank you. Usual helps working on a faulty line. May need you in the future. As he hands you the note, he looks up, revealing his neck. It's one huge scar. Let's help him again, I guess. He's industrious for one so old. He's always running around the city aiding his cablemen or repairing electrical faults. We can supply his engines with fuel. The visionary passes you a scrap from his notebook. Alternator engines near dead. Need fuel. Provide? Sure. Wow, we give him 7 fuel? Damn, we are low on fuel now. My men will transport lunch. His room is spacious, if rather bare. A filament bulb shines pleasantly within a pink paper lantern. His plaster walls are cracking. His hand-drawn portrait of a dark woman hangs above his head. The visionary clears maps of Hideaway from his table and prepares coffee. As he passes your brew, he bellows of pain engulfs the room, and all Hideaway trembles for a moment as the beast below writhes. But the visionary doesn't spill a drop of coffee. Once things settle down, he writes a note. Forgive Temtem. He hurts now then. Coffee? And please call me Eric. Or Ark. We got 10 coffee beans. We can't help him fix a fault. We need terror of no more than 25, which we have 45 at the moment, so I guess we're not doing that anymore. We'll have to come back when we have less terror. Let's check on the investigator and see how he's doing. The employed investigator ignores all the patterns of resting and waking established in Hideaway. He never seems to sleep. At all hours, he can be found asking questions or studying the city. We can't do this. We don't have... 40%'s not so bad, I guess. We could try? Perhaps not, though. We'll do that later. What else can we do? Let's join a festival. One of the dwellers bows deeply before you and performs the gesture of friendship by showing you her wrists and crossing her arms to touch your shoulders. She then fumbles in her pockets before she presses a small shell into your hand. It's curled like a wave. A little claw darts out and nips at your finger. The woman coos at the tiny creature. We have a live specimen. Alright, we can do one of three things. The silent reel. Throughout the night, the people will dance. There will be no music, nor any obligations to conform to a particular style. The hour of our reflection. There's a dweller too ancient and too mad to help maintain Hideaway. Instead, the gesture serves a ceremonial role during the festival. They bark out a phrase, which everyone then represents through art. Invariably, the topics are variations of handsome Temtem's generosity or Hideaway's superb lifestyles. Or the rainbowing. The revelers will indulge in a colorful feast featuring the finest food Hideaway can manage to find in the abyssal depths. Let's try that one. We are participating in the rainbowing. The festival has begun. Participate in the ceremony of 7 sips. A chalice of inky blue liquid is set before you. To your left, the sallow philosopher has a green drink. To your right, the conscientious mercenary is sipping something indigo. Let's do it. You fill your mouth with the foul-dyed water. Your fellow diners spit it out in a spray. You follow suit. When the rainbow clears, the tables, not to mention you and your fellow diners, are covered in color. The green-lipped philosopher holds her stomach but forces a smile. The mercenary grins at everyone down the table, showing off his indigo-stained teeth. We gain a vision of the surface. Let's consume the abyssal bounty. A bell rings. The conscientious mercenary licks his lip and begins carving a squelching, squirming fish. The sallow philosopher performs the gesture of good digestion before forcing down a bite. Let's do it. 2 more terror, though. You carve into your dinner a fish whose identifying traits have been lost to the layers of pigment caked onto it. As you carve off a bite, its mouth flaps open. Cosmogon dye trickles out. It might be tasty if the meat weren't as chewy as gum, and if you didn't feel the dyes coloring your intestines. Hopefully you're fond of blue. Partake of the Lady Black's chiefest pearls. Festival. Servers clear your plates and present the night's dessert. A violent dyed organs of bound shark laid across the table with anatomical accuracy. We'll do it again. We got a bunch of stuff for doing that, though. Cool. Conscientious mercenary looks at you with meaningfully and cups his cheeks. The gesture of plenty. He slices you a lobe of the shark's brain and licks the violent jelly from the blade when done. He considers the eyes carefully before he places one on your plate. He adjusts it to look up at you. Your first bite of the brain and the taste spreads through your mouth like ivy. Its eye is no better. It pops in your mouth, bursting into stinking jelly. Alright, we can't do festivals for a while, but our hunger quality's gone. We have 3 more terror, but we have 3 strange catches, 1 scintillac, and we are done here, I guess. We joined the festival. Guess we can't do that anymore. Where do they store their goods? Deliver a scholar of lost causes. The magic scholar surveys the miserable crowd with open disdain. Yes, these should suffice. I don't remember where I got this guy, actually. The last you see of the scholar, he is trying to get an artist to answer his questions and shaking in frustration. A crowd seems to be closing around him. Anything else to do? No. I guess we are done. We're going to quickly run to Port Carnelian, I think, because we are... Port Cecil, sorry. We're really low on fuel and supplies, because we spent 11 fuel helping them with their little engine problem, and we don't have enough iron to go further in, so I guess we're done in Hideaway for now, and I guess we're pretty much done this video. I'm going to head to the port, grab some supplies, and at that point we will continue on our journey. There's something over here. Oh no, that's Savior's Rocks. That's the spider base. I hate that place. Anyways, we'll end here. Like always, if you have any suggestions or comments, please leave them below. Otherwise, I'll see you all next time.